Francisco, Carlos mentioned going opposite field in this particular ballpark being something that's particularly impressive. Is that something that, I mean, you look at it all and think, all right, I'm in the right spot if I can drive one out the opposite way here?
As soon as I hit it, I'm like, I think I got that pretty good. But like he said, it's hard to go the other way here. And he said that in the dugout too, and I was in my own world, and I was like, I just gave him like a little head nod. But yeah, I mean, it's not easy. Even poolside here, it can get tough at times. But you know, it's baseball today. I guess the ball was flying for me. I guess I don't know. Yeah, it's a good day.
What do you think of the way McNeil's come out of the break hitting?
He looks fantastic. He looks really good. He's giving quality at bats after quality at bats. He seems happier. I like happy Jeff, and his defense continues to come up big in big situations. Second half Jeff could be very dangerous. So hopefully we keep him for 2-3 more months.
As an infielder, what is the biggest challenge when a play like that is taking place in the moment for Jeff in the ninth inning and the ball pops up, to not lose your cool, maintain concentration, grab the ball, and still make the play?
Yeah, no, that's it's hard to do, to keep your composure, knowing who's running and knowing which outs, like which base is important to get out. So Jeff did an outstanding job of staying with himself. He caught it. He looked at me and decided to go one. I mean, it's tough to do.
This next week coming up, you guys have Yankees, Braves, trade deadline. Well, how do you guys approach that as a team? It's a pretty heavy week.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's heavy on the front office. That's their job. Let them deal with that. Let them make the decisions they got to make. We're here to play the game the right way, and hopefully we are in a position where we can help them make better decisions that are going to, be not like last year, let's put it that way. But at the end of the day, they're going to make the decisions that they got to make. They're looking for this year, but they're also looking for the future. I trust David and his staff, and I'm here to play as hard as I can and to make sure that the group continues to climb.
What curiosity do you have about where things do settle by July 30th?
Zero. I'm in today right now. I had a pretty good game. Jeff had a really good game. Albi did a really good job behind the plate. Maton, I call him Maton, so he did good. Buto came in and Peter did outstanding. So I'm in today, and like I said, I'm a shortstop for the New York Mets. I'll stick to that. So whenever that date comes, we'll see where we at then.
Lindor said he likes Happy Jeff.
Yeah.
Are you Happy Jeff the last few days?
Yeah, Happy Jeff's good. Always good to get a W and contribute, so that's nice.
When you adjusted your approach to kind of, instead of placing balls, hitting balls hard, as you said the other night, did you expect to turn into a home run hitter all of a sudden?
Not necessarily. I'm starting to feel like I did back in 18 and 19. I felt like in 2018, especially like AA, AAA, when I made the major leagues, I was swinging the bat like this, and same thing in 19. I think I had 23 homers in 19, so I know the power's there. Just was kind of searching for some hits, and kind of abandoned that a little bit. There's still time and place for poke the ball the other way, put the ball in play. That at bat when on the sac fly, kind of turn in to a different hitter with 2 strikes, and just different approaches at different times.
How difficult is it to change your approach, though, after the history that you have as a hitter, to then sort of pivot to something different the last couple seasons?
Yeah, no, I'm always tinkering with my approach, my swing, everything. I feel like, maybe I got, into some bad habits with my swing, just kind of searching for some hits, just trying to place balls, basically hit line drives. It kind of, made it a little bit difficult. to do. I was kind of taking some like cautious swings, getting jammed a little bit, searching for the ball, and now I'm looking for a certain pitch and just putting a good swing on it.
You guys head home for what sounds like it's going to be a pretty eventful week and a half with the opponents and the deadline and all that stuff. What curiosity do you have about where the dust settles for the trade deadline and you guys? And what the front office will go and get?
Yeah, I have no clue. I think we put ourselves in a really good spot to go out and get some players, and hopefully we can go do that, and at the end of it, just be a better team.
What that ground ball in the ninth? What happened with that when you bobbled it? Were you trying
Yeah, just came out of my glove. The exchange was tough. Was just trying to get one out there at second base. So the tying run was on second. We're not turning two in that situation, but ball popped out of my glove. Just kind of keep your cool, get an out, and got a lot of trust in Diaz out there to get that last out.
Carlos, with Jeff starting to get these types of results, have you sensed him more relaxed, at ease at the plate than he's been at points this season?
100%. That's the nature of the game. When you're not only feeling good, but you're getting results. That's going to come. And you see a player now that is relaxed, he's having fun, he's playing baseball again. It was hard for him, but credit to him, he continued to grind, he continued to work, never put his head down, and now finally, we see the player that we know he's capable of. So another good night for him, huge play, not only offensively, we're talking about the offense, but that play in the ninth was huge. So good signs.
Yeah. What goes into a play like that? Not just getting to the ball, but then the concentration in the moment to stay with it when it pops out of his glove and not panic.
Yeah, just knowing the situation, anticipating plays. Obviously, you're looking for outs. In that situation, you got one out. He's got to go to his left and maybe don't want to risk that play at second base. Just take the out, knowing that we got Diaz making pitches. So, he's a veteran player that, has a really good feel for the game, for the situation, and he was able to come through today.
What do you think of Peterson?
I thought he was a little rusty today, coming out of the break. A lot of 3-ball counts, some deep counts, some walks, but he grind through it, made pitches, gave us 5 innings. But stuff-wise was okay. He just a little rusty, I think.
Was Nunez totally down today, or you just hope to stay away from him?
Yeah, we were staying away from him. After the back-to-back coming out of the break, we were giving him a couple of days.
What do you like from Bader today? We got those 2 hits early.
Yeah, the 2 hits, good at-bats, the stolen base there. And I also thought he made 2 huge plays. Not only the diving play, but there was one that he went in the gap and kept that runner at first base, something that you probably don't see on the box score. But I thought overall today we made some good defensive play. That first and second we were able to backpick that runner at first base. We executed a cuts and release, but back to Bader, a huge game for him.
What did you make of Diaz in the ninth?
I thought it was, they made him work, but he kept making pitches. Obviously, we didn't make a play on a comebacker, but he got the last out of the game. They created some traffic, but he kept making pitches. I like how he continued to mix, the fastball, the slider. He continued to stay on the attack, and, like I said, he got the job done.
With Peterson, how important has the changeup and what he's been able to do with that pitch in particular been for him?
Yeah, huge. Not only the changeup, but the slider. Because as a starter, you need 3 pitches. And on days where the fastball command maybe is not there, to be able to go back to that changeup and get ground balls or weak contact. Same thing with the slider to put hitters away. He's going to need that. So, and he's making progress. So.
As far as Lindor goes, a couple of blasts to keep building with runs, and that's something you hadn't been doing a lot early out of the break here.
Yeah, great player, and he continued to have really good at-bats. He continued to get on base. And today, for him to go up here in this ballpark, that's pretty impressive, Great player. Not surprised by it.
This next New York stretch for you guys, you have Yankees, Braves, Senga, trade deadline. What do you think of the next week and a half?
Yeah, the same mindset. One day at a time. You come to the ballpark, you prepare, you go out, you compete, and you just, worry the task at hand, which is just day by day. We got the Yankees tomorrow, and then, same approach. And we just got to continue to play well.
Carlos, just for clarification on that ground ball that Diaz didn't attempt to turn the double play because there was nobody at second, who who is supposed to be at second base in that situation?
Yeah, I think it's a ball that takes him to his right? So usually the shortstops got cover, but maybe because of the slow roller, Lindor has to break towards the bag. But it's one of those plays where, Diaz, knowing the situation, just take the out at first base and we just didn't get it out. But, usually the shortstop is the one that's got the base, but I'm pretty sure I got to go back and take a look at the video, but he probably broke towards the baseball.